Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Roottrees Are Dead. This might not be a very fun episode. I'm a little worried that I'm just gonna be spinning my wheels trying to find anything about Candy and Wolf Roottree, so I apologize. You might want to just skip this one, but we'll see. You never know. I did have a couple of different ideas for things I could do while I was laying in bed last night. And the first one involved Teen Blast. There was a really obvious clue that I kind of just completely skipped over. Wherever Teen Blast may be. There you are. Now it does have a 0, so I don't know if it's going to go anywhere exciting, but look, Brother Trouble. They clearly had something to say about TM. Oh, hey, I could look up Mr. Sheridan. I'm just gonna do that. Maybe he was best friends with Wolf. Tommy Mark Sheridan appeared at... Wow. 38 times, 3 back-to-back months during the height of Brother Trouble. Even when he wasn't on the cover, he was mentioned very often. You read every word of every article. In 1997, is he dating a Roottree? They told a Teen Blast reporter at an autograph signing that he met a girl at a party in Malibu. The cast of Brother Trouble gets together at Ron and Penelope's house. That's how I would have tied those two together. She's incredible. She came there to meet me. She told me she has a crush on me. I have a crush on her. When the reporter asked who the lucky girl was, she wouldn't answer, but some digging that one of the creators of Brother Trouble, who married Penelope Tessa Green after the show ended, is actually related to the Roottrees sisters. Wow. What a bombshell. You guys got anything else on that show, or does it just go to the same... Yeah, okay. It's the same thing. Would have been very nice. I wasn't even going to look up TMS. I was going to look up Brother Trouble. Looked up Brother Trouble. Very great. I also wanted to look up Stephanie Jones. I feel like... I don't think kids care that much about politics, but Stephanie Jones probably had to cast a wide net. Didn't care about Stephanie Jones. Fair enough. And then, if you recall, I keep going on and on about Patricia. Where is she? Well, it doesn't matter. She's probably married to Guy right now, but she's not a real person because I don't actually know where she goes in the chart. She's one of the unknown mothers, right? Patricia Jones. I think it was in Lauren's diary. Like, I'm pretty sure that Lauren's talks about her somewhere. It's not this one. Doesn't appear to be this one. We're going to do this one at a time. I know that Patricia is in here somewhere. I don't know that, but yeah, there we are. Patsy. Right? There's no Patsy. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Sam's a Roottree. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy. So that would mean that Patsy is Sam's mom. There were two Patricias. Patricia Christensen is locked in. Patricia Jones has nothing to do with her. Some random person married a Patricia Jones. Maybe there's another Patricia and Eli Jr. harbored a secret romance. Patricia and Eli Jr. Alright, these two. It's clearly the wrong Patricia. And I don't think any of these Patricias are even from an age where Lauren would be writing about them in her diary. So I think we can move on to other things. But there was... I actually just saw it as I was speeding through the diary. It's even got a 1 on it. I never actually looked up Edward Clancy Roottree. I very cleverly identified it as probably a Chekhov's gun for the final chunk of the game, but I never actually plugged him in to see if anything came up. Probably because nothing came up. But let's try the Butler County Times. You never know. Come on, Edward Clancy Roottree. You're receiving mail, aren't you? You gotta exist, don't you? No. Alright. He was a farmhand for the Roottree Candy Company. There's not really anywhere else I think he would show up. You know he's in Starlit. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that didn't work. What else did I want to try? There were a few other things that I had on my... No, not you. I'm gonna try whatever. I wonder if, like, the arrow keys or something... Oh, these two. This is it. Alright, so... Bonnie and Guy have this magic picture. And I know they appeared in advertisements, because something frigging said that. If I can find it... Like, Guy, Hudson... Let's just try that straight up. Alright, but there is something. They talk about these two being redheaded. I know I tried Bonnie in this before, but yeah, never know. Maybe he's like, you know, Donald Trump appearing in Home Alone 2. Or, more realistically, maybe the Butler County Times. Oh, this is new. Although the Butler County Times does not archive it, they did a front-page story about Guy and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. It's very light on relevant details due to the recency of the accident in 1982. The crash is caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of their car, causing them to brake and veer into the interstate. He was a somewhat controversial president. Foul play was not suspected. Some witnesses reported the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding for at least 5 minutes. It could have been any one of us who they ran off the road. The aggressor fled after the incident, and police have few leads other than make and model. He was president for only 4 volatile years. He and his wife had no children. However, we have a name. Patricia Jones. Thank you. Patricia Jones, wife of Guy. As are many wives in this world. What is it? My cat is sniffing the air. Are you sniffing successful deductions, Bean? So am I. This is very nice. So now that Patricia is locked in, there's only 3 mystery women. What is it? Nothing's happening. It's alright. The cat is very opinionated. Come on, where is he? Then we're gonna lock... We're not locking anything. We're just sticking Joan here to see what happens. That was cool. That wasn't what I was hoping to find with Guy. If he's not in the Butler County... No. Probably Business Watch. That might be one word. Here we go. Here it is. Boys and girls agree. I need to pay a lot more attention to things in quotation marks. Like, they're not in quotation marks because the dev was massaging his question mark key. Nothing. Come on, the internet. Yes. We already know what it's going to be, but it's there. Tell me what Wolf Roottree thought. Successful ad campaigns. It was a Boys and Girls Agree. It was about Roottrees chocolate. It had the premise that boys are often diametrically opposed. I learned a funny thing. Diametric literally means opposed, so this is actually redundant. I don't know. Some of my favorite... Yahtzee uses it a lot, the 0 punctuation guy, but every time I hear it, I'm like, that's my... Well, actually, you shouldn't say that. Whatever. Except when it comes to one thing, both of them agree that Roottrees is their favorite. The most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl. I can't wait to see it. Who could it possibly be? Oh my gosh. It's Wolf and Candy Roottree. Finally. We could close the game out now. Alright. So we're doing really good at finding the stuff we don't need to find, because I already knew it. Oh, this didn't even change. Nobody... These guys were all still here, weren't they? Which is fair. These Times has one. Oh, that was something. Yeah, where's These Times? I did have something I wanted to do there. It's nothing too exciting, but it's a name of a song, and I don't know if I ever looked it up in Modern Music Monthly. I know I checked Rolling On Down to the City, probably because of its 5, but I'll bet it I'll bet it's in Business Watch. They got loads of things to say about these times. Oh, look, we got something. Yay. Oh, wait, I think I already... Dang it, I remember this. I looked this up already. This is so sad. A section of the magazine called Skip It or Flip It. Blurbs. It's listed under Skip It. It's amateurish, but it doesn't do anything new. Fair. Write a song about Wolf Root Tree. I dare you. Yeah. Screw it. We're trying Die Hard Dazzler Triple X. Alright, someone with a username who scanned the album. It cost them some dosh. This album was Jim and Diamond's first album before they split off to form a duet. It was performed with Jim's cousin Clark and Diamond's sister Jane. It wasn't very good. It had some tunes that were similar. You can't find anything else about them, the band, or the album. So all that's left to do is to add the scan and do it anyway. Wow, amazing. It took it back to the one thing I could find on this person. Die Hard Dazzler. Yeah, that is a very generic username if I ever see one. Okay. Very sad. I'm recalling, I think those were all the ideas I had in my brain for how to possibly glean some new info. And while we did, all we got were these 2 pictures and Guy's dead wife. Which doesn't do a hell of a lot for me. There's still a picture somewhere. Something in this crazy mixed up universe has a picture. Maybe 2, because I don't really see Candy and Wolf showing up in the same picture. Oh, there was something else I was considering doing. I'd never actually just typed in the names of their generations. Like, I never just did that. It's probably not going to work. We need a 6th periodical that's like the 5 pieces like company newsletter. Alright, so nothing there because these are just kind of pretty generic names. I literally think we have no more pictures to apply anywhere. Modern Monthly Magazine, I tried these times. Stephanie Jones is somehow still relevant. Hell knows how. Does her unborn child get a photograph that I can stick on the family tree? Does Stephanie Jones get money from the Clanced Trust? Yeah, she's a blood relative, I think. Yeah. Alright. Man, the same thing happened in Oberdin. I made it all the way to the end of Oberdin, and I spent so long trying to solve... It was Alexander Booth, and it was one of the 2 Charleses. And the reason it was so tough was because I never frigging realized there were 2 Charleses. That was my dumbass mistake in Oberdin. I just sat there being like, this has to be Charles. Somebody calls him Charles. Why is it wrong? It took me so long before I noticed that, oh my god, there's 2 frigging Charleses. And then that was how I beat it. Don't think that's happening this time. It did happen with Nicole Smith and some other Nicole, but... Edward Roottree and an unknown woman got married. Edward Roottree is a lawyer. He doesn't... You know what I mean? I can't look up Saul Goodman office or something because he doesn't have. He's not a private. He doesn't practice solo. He works for the Roottrees Corporation. I mean, I guess I could try like Roottrees lawyer. I don't think. Yeah. Roottrees lawyer. Alright, what's a job we haven't used yet? We've had an actor, an advertiser, an architect, an artist, an author, a baby. We've had a comedian, but she wasn't one on the list. Penelope was a comedian, but she is one. Do we have a director? Yeah, Ron is a director. Maybe I should try them in Teen Watch. Teen Blast. It's weird that somebody went and killed Guy Hudson. Could have been a coincidence. Could have been another attempt to prune the trees of the family. I still think Homie's doing it to make more money for his descendants. For whatever reason, teenage girls don't care about the director of their film. Can't fathom why. Did I look up November Roottree in... Because I'm trying to learn more about her. Or I could look up the name of the dance club. What was it called? Choreography done by... I didn't write it down. But this is how I got to it. Children of Den. You're not wrong, Jeremy. Musicals during the summer. It's a very big success. November Studios. And heck it, we're giving November Studios the full enchilada. Maybe somebody else has an opinion. Butler County Times, Business Watch. A dance studio is a business, right? Business Watch, Butler. None of these other ones make a lot of sense. How about... Did I look up, Raina? Wait, no. Tommy. Mark. What was it? It was Sheridan. Like the general. Or the Babylon 5 character. Is he too new school for y'all? I think I already did Jim Roottree. I know he's more of a singer. Was it Edward? What's the name of that mystery man? Edward Roottree. I'll try him in the Butler County Times. I think I've already done that, but I've been a little surprised. Things will pop up and I'll be like, dang, I never tried that. He's a lawyer, for God's sake. He should have some reference somewhere to something. One does not simply lawyer without doing things. Alright, you know what? There was a court case. There was a court case between these two. Where they were sued by the company. This guy was probably the lawyer at the time. I think I wrote down the name somewhere. Here it is. If I could get more information on the lawyer would probably be Edward Roottree. And this sounds like the sort of thing that maybe Business Watch would care about, or the Butler County Times. It's a little tough because even if something comes up, I see no reason why the lawyer would get his kid involved. A student attended a lecture. Legal oddities. RR tried to remove a fellow family member from the trust. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. It was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree. This guy was born out of wedlock, so yeah. Ronald Roottree tried to get Robert Roottree driven out of the family tree. He also committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. I wonder if he was the guy who killed Guy. Because we don't know who it was that killed Guy. And I haven't heard anything about any other member of the family having anything happen to them. Which is all well and good, but it still doesn't get me a picture. A 5! How is there a 5? Peter Janowis, I've already typed him into the search bar. According to the liner notes, economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, until pop culture tricked them into caring. Nobody cared about that part. It doesn't get that many plays. Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree. Maybe there's something to find from Peter Janowis. Maybe he lives in the Butler County Times. He worked for these guys, so they better have something on him. He wrote a lot of stuff for them. There's nothing relevant. There's too many results. You may have better luck searching for those instead. I mean, he doesn't sound terribly important. But it's like the one reference to him. I'll bet he went to work for Teen Blast. It's okay, Pete. We all get it. You gotta make some money. Maybe he's the Pete that Lauren says for Pete's sake in her diary. How's that for a twist? Alright, we've checked the Butler County Times, we checked Modern Music Monthly, we've checked Teen Blast. Let's try Scarlet. Let's check Business Watch. Company presidents, this yields no results. Enter magazine plus keywords. Alright. How is it a 5? Rolling on Down to the City was a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. Economic inflation in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Well, I am on record about 15 minutes ago saying that I didn't show enough respect for things in quotation marks. I don't think this is what I meant. Yeah, really. Honestly, the direct quote from Peter Janowis doesn't have a non-zero chance of pulling something up. But it may be a non-zero chance, but it's probably somewhere to the right of the decimal point. Yeah, fair enough. think I tried that before. I think that's only worked once. I only think at one point in this entire game I've typed in somebody followed by the name of a significant other and had anything happen. I've never tried it in that direction. It's a local dance school. They advertise lessons for ballet and jazz classes. I've already tried them in the Butler County Times. Nothing came up. Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue lived in the Butler County, but they moved. Should I be typing in James? Jim Roottree seems to have left by the time they gained notoriety. The only one you find is from an article titled "Former Butler County Resident Enters Disco Charts." There isn't much to the article other than what you can find online. At the time, they had a 2-year-old daughter named Candy. The writer of the article did not seem thrilled to report this fact, and said the name a bit too on the nose. Presumably because he's from a candy company, I guess. I think it's pretty quaint. So take that, writer from 1979. It's better than November. At least it's a real name. Alright, Jim Roottree. How about, I mean, his real name is James. I don't know. Maybe he did something after that. Cherry Tree. It's an album by Jim and Diamond. The website you find on it doesn't have a full version, but he found a short preview of the chorus. There blazed a spark of light that ever brightly shone, from her starting days imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart, in part I'd never be alone. In my heart I'll always be the son of... Is there enough there to figure out his mom? He's clearly singing about his mom. April Quaritch and Joan Monroe. Is a Quaritch a word that I don't know? Like, if I were to type Quaritch into Google, would it be like, ah, yes, a Quaritch is a cherry tree? Because he's singing about his mom, because she's dead. Rest in peace. There blazed a spark of... Nah, I mean, he's singing about his wife. I mean, his mom. Maybe his wife. Probably his mom. Hopefully his mom. If I had a wife, I would hopefully not want to sing a song and say that I'm the son of said wife. Wife would be like, what the fuck? Okay. Big goose egg on this one. Let me see these again. The things that we have that are supposedly relevant. Rolling on down to the city has a big ol' 5. I have no idea why. Revisiting the diary, Clark. Revisiting the diary, names. Campaign mailer, these times. We've got an album by Jim Roottree and his wife. We got these times, another album. Both of them are vaguely related to Diamond LaRue as well. Maybe there's something to do with her. Revisiting the diary, Clark. They're both revisiting. I'm sorry, it's got a 0, but what the heck does dynasty mean? Oh yeah, they're trying to figure out who it should pass to. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. Yeah, it's about that generation. Pop bought Clancy to step up. It went to Zach, who's not even a Roottree. Zach's the firstborn son. So Zach is still making his dosh. That's why he went for it. He's like, yeah, right. I still make my money for being a Roottree. So do the rest of you losers, and you don't even have to work for it. How about a woman take over the business? But Clancy just laughed. What a jerk. You should have heard the cuss words when Pop told Ma it wouldn't go to Clancy. Maybe they wanted to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Got him. The major incident was the death of Elias. He's the guy at the top of the tree. Samantha Roottrees retains the rights to run the farm. Nobody else is surprised, but Patricia became pregnant. The baby was sent to the Roottrees. Here's Edward Clancy Roottrees. I could try EC, I suppose. Patricia was married off to a much older man. None of the next gens had ever heard of Patricia. After Patsy's husband died. I guess I've never typed in Patsy Roottrees. Couldn't. There's no way it's gonna bring up anything. Could Candy have gotten married? Maybe she isn't known as Candy Roottrees? Maybe she's old enough to get married. Riley got married. Has there been a character named Candy who's got some new name that I'm just not thinking of? Wolf Roottrees isn't married, and even if he was, his name would probably stay Wolf Roottrees. Alright, let's get to the ones that actually have bullet points saying they do something. This is a companion piece to the entry about her son Clark. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Roottrees ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob, and Gwen divorced Wild Bill, but neither of us ever took a second husband. That is true. Gwen did not take a second husband. Fair enough. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone would remarry. This one could also, the one could be begging that I find Starlet, because Starlet is right here. What about the other one? That being said, there is another reference to Starlet in here somewhere. I think it's here. No. Here. She gets to be in Starlet, but this one's got a 0. Okay, so it wants me... It's not too fussed about Starlet. It cares about something else. It's a companion piece to about Clark. Clark got married again. I guess it was inevitable somebody would do it. He didn't have a real father. Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped. He raised them as brothers. Jim's marriage seems solid as a diamond. He doesn't want her to run out on the band. Lord knows I was right last time. Who was Clark's deadbeat dad? Some fucker named Jacob Rafferty. Oh, sorry. He died in the war, didn't he? Okay. I apologize, Jacob Rafferty. Yeah, so Clark didn't have a real dad because his dad was too busy being dead. And so Elias Roottrees largely took care of both of them. We don't know who the mom was. It was either Laura or April. We don't have any deets on them. Nobody really says anything about them. I guess I know Beth's full name. Okay. Carl is mentioned offhand quite a lot. Only a few stories seem to be written directly about him. The plane crash is too recent to appear in these archives. In 1996, he took over as first president from Ernie Jr. He liked to stay out of the spotlight. He never appeared in the Times other than a few mentions. He mentions an illness as the reason Ernie Jr. was stepping down. Another article announces his marriage to Brenda White. They were both in their early 20s. This last one seems less important. In 1981, he got quite drunk and broke his arm falling down some stairs. Stay classy, Carl. Here's the same article. You know, there have been weirder things I've forgotten to type into the Butler County Times. Let's see if Wolf or Candy Roottrees appears in this. I could get anything on these two. Not much of a web life for a housewife who died before the web was invented. Candy. Could Candy be short for Candace? Could there be a Candace root tree? April, Laura, alright, there's no... There might be a Candace somewhere in here, but it would be a coincidence if there was. I'm curious if anyone can beat this game without accidentally filling out the entire family tree. Because that certainly wasn't my initial intent, but it's going to happen for free because assuming I don't get stuck here for time immemorial, were I to get Candy and Wolf correct, they would be locked in, a bunch of other people around the map would be locked in, and Laura and April, they would either lock in or they'd be wrong, and then I would flip them. I kind of hope that they're correct right now, because it would be kind of funny if Carl's mom is named Carlson, then it's like he's actually the son of Carlson. Whatever, I think it's funny. I'm positive I already checked you people in here, but let's see. April Quaritch. I'm really certain I did this already. Yeah, not terribly surprising. No way they're gonna appear in Teen Blast. Quaritch. I hope that's spelled right. I need to double check April again. April. Quaritch. Alright. Quaritch. Nothing. Man, these two are rough. The game is begging for me to do something with rolling on down to the city. Boys and girls never agree on anything except root tree. Boys and girls agree. It's gotta be root tree. It's got that maple leaf again. This is an ad. It was part of Boys and Girls Agree. One thing. They agree that root tree is their favorite. It is a clever concept for an ad, I'll give it that. 3 Generations of Miracles tour. Find, witness the testimony of the miracle's root tree. They wouldn't survive. They named him Miracle because he was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. The final child of his generation. He was torn apart by health, but with God on his side he persevered. Miracle Jr. became one as well via the power of television. It might need a period. It's the same thing. Boo. Alright. Revisiting the diary Clark, revisiting the diary names. There are so many similar names. Someone would say I saw Eli and I wouldn't know which one they meant. How about Uncle Junior? I've never typed in Uncle Junior. Wasn't Uncle Junior that, like, Nickelodeon show that everyone hated? That's why they became Uncle Junior, or Miracles Eli, or Eli C. He was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy, so that's where her dad's name... This was probably how I was supposed to figure out Clancy Edward Roottrees. I don't think that's how I did, but... One thing that's always been consistent. If they're a junior, they're always the firstborn son. Goes out the window for women. Women names get to get mixed up. I got male for Clancy Edward Roottrees. I could be getting a false positive because while I can't currently unlock Clancy Edward Roottrees, I'll be able to once I unlock the final chunk of the game. I was seeing if this updated in real time. It does. More than I can say for Clancy or Edward. I mean, that's one of the few references to Edward Roottrees anywhere. But I can't... There's nothing to draw from it. He's more than mentioned as an offhanded reference to somebody who didn't do anything. Let's give Edward Roottrees the full enchilada. I think I've already done that. But sometimes I surprise myself. Yeah, I'll start with that. Hey kids, are you tired of your parents sending you to bed? Edward Roottrees is here to fight for you. See, this is what I was a little worried about. We found a few things this episode, but they weren't things that fricking mattered. Diamond LaRue and James Roottrees have an unknown mom and an unknown daughter. They're both very heavily tied into rolling on down to the city somehow. These times... So this one has a reference to M Magazine. This one has a reference to M Magazine. Maybe I haven't looked up something about them in Modern Music Monthly, which is already here. Thanks. Maybe there's a reference to Candy in this. No. Maybe there's a reference to Kim LaRue and Scarlet? What's this? No, I think I've already read this. The LaRue sisters got their start doing session work for their great uncle's record label. If you remember any songs that featured voices of kids, they were probably involved. They were the Lucky LaRues. They've moved on to bigger things. They're first serving at the Roottrees. Youngest Kim is going to step into a prominent role for one of the children in Oliver. The Lucky LaRues, indeed. I've already read this. Man, why did she marry Clark? What a loser. Alright, fair. I'm largely just shooting in the dark here, praying that I find something I haven't already searched. Rolling on Down to the City was a top 20 hit in 1979. It satirizes how economic inflation in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring, listeners didn't seem to care. Most of its play came from roller discos. It doesn't get much play. This is from an auction for a sealed copy. Only the great-grandson could make disco this sweet, referencing the candy. It's credited to Peter Janowisk from Triple M. There's no reference to Peter Janowisk here. Could it be related to Clark? Alright, how many of these have something to do with Clark? All of them. These times references Clark. This one doesn't. This one does. This one's literally got his name in it. This one doesn't. They're all tied into either Jim or Clark, but they don't have a lot to do with him. Oh, I apparently haven't locked those pictures in yet, but I know they're correct. Okay. Chris Rafferty is the son of Jane LaRue. Wait, did Clark date all three of the LaRue sisters? Because didn't it say that Clark was dating Diamond, and then Diamond walked in and found Clark with Jane? No, I think it said the opposite. I think it said that Jane walked in and found Clark with her sister. Okay, hold on. Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in C&J and J&D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jen are actually sisters, so they had a cutesy family thing. When Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with Kim, everything... Oh, that was how I was supposed to figure that out. I kept thinking Diamond was mad because she was dating Clark at the time, but that isn't what happened. Diamond was never dating Clark. She just caught him cheating and told Jane. This was how I was supposed to figure out that Kim got married to Clark. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music. He wanted to write catchy tunes. Roland is like that. Rolling on down to the city. It's the exact same thing. Have I typed it into this? I might have typoed right at the end there. James Roottree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond. The duo, according to many sources, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the song Rollin' On Down to the City. Although he writes the majority of songs, Diamond is considered to be the singer. They never had another hit, but it has its fans. They are referred to as Diamond's Dazzlers. Okay. They've continued to release music. Here's a couple other albums. There's Something of a Recluse. Alright, this takes you to the same thing. Oh my god. Really? Okay. I'll take it. Diamond's Dazzlers is the name of the official fan club for Jim and fucking Diamond. You find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on a random forum about video games. Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card to the Diamond Dazzlers. It's got some pictures as well as some fucking history about the fan club. It is no longer available to join. They still honor it. There's about some debates about whether that's cool or pathetic. Cool. I vote cool. It got me this picture. It is cool as fuck. Among the pictures, only one is relevant. A card from 96 include pictures of their young son, Wolf. His daughter's band, the Floozies. Oh god, please. Please. Please have a picture of the Floozies. Come on, the Floozies. Oh god. The Floozies are an all-female punk band. There isn't much info, but you find a record store label selling copies of what they call an underground autumn conquistador. I don't care, I'm typing every single buzzword I can find. There aren't any more. Please God, have pictures of the two kids. But first, before I tell you that story, I have to tell you this one. So there's a couple errors in here. What the hell made me think November was... Maybe it was because of April? No, it was the other way around. Regardless, I don't care. This is wrong. Candy Root Tree goes here. November goes here. Candy Root Tree, who knows what her job is? Who cares? We're gonna put Dancer. November goes here. Wolf Root Tree goes here. Candy is a singer, musician. Yeah. Alright. What's the misc? Where'd the misc at? Is that a... That counts. We got it. It has a single, Beef Baby. Candy, Jesse, and Kylie. Well, Jesse, Kylie can kindly sod off because we're here for Candy. Conquistador. Don't know, don't care. Got a picture of Candy Root Tree. They're like, hey, this is relevant. You don't say. Nope, nope, nope. Go back. How you doing, Wolf? Give me that picture. You found a picture of a Christmas card from Jim and Diamond to their fan club. It includes a picture of his son, Wolf, listening to his parents' latest music. Get in there. He's probably not a student from college. Is everything else correct? Since I know we're gonna get more information soon. Is Beef Baby available anywhere? It's a song by the Floozies, but it sounds interesting. Could it be a euphemism? Could it be about a literal baby made of beef? Perhaps the Floozies are holding a grudge against a toddler? It's definitely that. Alright, Candy Root Tree is a musician. November Root Tree is a dancer. Wolf Root Tree... He's listening to his music. It doesn't look like a dorm room. That just says Merry Christmas. He's probably just a K-12. Oh my god, okay. We did it. And it only took an hour to get two motherfuckers' pictures and identities. Okay. Edith. Patricia. Helen. Liam. Oh, they're right. I don't know why. I completely guessed. I think that's all of them. I think we filled out the whole tree. Wait, what happened to April Quaritch? I didn't see April Quaritch in there anywhere. Maybe I did. Her name starts with A. Maybe she was at the beginning. Alright. It's time to unlock the secret fourth part. Where somebody else shows up. What you got for me, game? Who is EC? God, that's really hard. These last two names are optional. Fuck no, I've put way too much work into this. Oh, I gotta do it the hard way, huh? Edward. Clancy. Edward Clancy Farmhand. I should probably finish his name. What up, Chad? I've been trying to get you in there for friggin' ages. Now the real question, who is the mother? Alright. There's no way in hell I'm leaving before I have the answer. Does it still give me secret deets? No. No, they want you to do it the hard way. I'm ready to do it the hard way. Edward Clancy Root Tree is the name. Not you. I was just remembering some girl ran up to Lauren and claimed that Clancy Edward Roottrees was her, but that's not true. Who is the non-blood relative? It's in here somewhere. Oh, he's gay. He's gay. He's with Mr. Miller. But then what is the first name? It's something Miller. This is about Sam. Ernie has been learning the day-to-day. Why didn't I figure it out? Zach was made president. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money. Pop wanted to stay away from the farm. He's gay. I'm not sure they'll ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy. This isn't it. It's the one before that, where they're like, what the hell is going on? She and her children. Some scandals came out. Sam was the illegitimate daughter of those two, Patricia. Sam hid her away with a local farmhand known as E.C. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. None of the next gens had heard of Patricia. Eli never took another lover. Lauren appreciated this. Clark's getting married. Here it is. Probably. Here it is. Eli mentioned that Sam grew up with the other two farmhands, E.C. and John. He said that Sam taught him how to fix the tractors. Okay. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. I think his name is John Miller, but before we... Does it not like me going? Yeah. John Miller. Do we have anything on John Miller? It's such a unique name. Okay, fair. Alright, there's nothing about John Miller, but I think I have this correct. Sam had to grow up in the house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. It's kind of funny, it filled in farmhand for me for free. I was expecting to have to do that myself. I think I'm happy with these answers. Eli mentioned that Sam grew up near the farm with E.C. and John. Yeah, I'm pretty good with this. And I bet those two, I was gonna be like, those two had a daughter, and the daughter is that one woman who hired me, which might be true actually, because she would be able to get some root tree dosh if she could prove it. I hope I didn't get this wrong, so let me see. Elias and Patricia had Sam. Sam went to live with John and Edward Clancy Roottrees. This is kind of why they've got a dashed line. They're not biologically related, right? Alright, I think I have these two answers correct. Let's find out what happens. Fair. The last two names are optional. You can summon... It'll go back. They're like, you don't sound ready. You can summon your employer whenever you're ready, but this will end your search and reveal the truth. I'm ready. Let's see it, yo. It did seem to be happy, but it wasn't happy about John Miller. Uh-oh. Here are the final optional chart entries you found. You found Laddie. Number of optional entries left for next time. What does that mean? It sounds like I got it wrong. Sounds like he didn't marry John Miller. You shouldn't have hired me, ma'am. I'm clueless. Yellow. So you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees and his partner was John Miller? Oh, okay. I'm Samantha Rootree. It's you! My book tells the truth about Elias, the Five Pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, my fathers, Edward and John Miller. Oh, maybe I did get them right. You've either read the diaries or you're an incredible guesser. Lauren was right. I hated the Five Pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father was a great man, but his identical twin, Clancy... Oh, so he is related. She seems to blame more than just the two of them. She has a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces. Yeah, totally fair. And his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable. I was born. He decided to fix both. Man, that's cold, Elias. Not that that's too surprising. Like, everyone in this family. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. He became EC. They were sent to the farm. They tried to isolate her from the family. Yeah, she didn't even get a candy after herself. Pop warned us away from the farm for years. Yeah, this all checks out. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl. She was the little girl. Yeah, that's what I thought. Who could blame me for being so confused? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. Fair enough. Now, my question is if Rob Roottree actually killed Elias in the street. And while the Five Pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work, and also looked dashing at it. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all, but there he is in the background, the sixth five-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated. She fought for my freedom. What is this? I never got this. She fought for my freedom from a life unworthy. Elias relented so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. Steamy correspondence, historical letters with an erotic twist. I think I read James Joyce's entry in this book, curated by Tina Angelina. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin? I have no clue how I was supposed to obtain this piece of data, because I never saw it. Forced to live a life of labor under a wicked relative. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. You're lucky they put you in the will. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. Yeah, the Five Pieces were like, yeah, we all kind of knew this. His fears weren't unfounded. My son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president. Family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy, a real Rootree. Yeah, Ernie had been learning the day-to-day from Zach. Yeah, and then Ernie died of an illness. That checks out with what I saw. When Ernie took over, he saved Rootree. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. He earned about $36 because of the five-piece guarantee. They got by on Debbie's salary, but he couldn't pay the bills because of the five-piece guarantee. He was eccentric. He forgoed the typical luxuries because he was broke. It was impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. The company took care of us beyond our... Right, that's true. I think these quotation marks are upside down. Just the ones on the left. Click to continue. Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy until I started to look into other... Oh, here we go! Yes! Robbie Roottree was quietly tried under the French court of law. He embezzled a bunch of money. Gwen divorced. The person in question was born out of wedlock. Oh, she's right. She's got a total claim there. They had a court case where they wouldn't let Robbie out of the Roottree clause because he was born out of wedlock, but so was Sam. Damn, she's got them dead to rights. Ron tried to have Robbie removed, but he couldn't. He was a blood relative. Get 50 Shades of Fucked, Rootree family. The company mandates... Yeah. This sounded familiar. His entire family. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. Because of the Clansed Trust? Her book is going to prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue, but she's also going to get her family some money. My daughter and granddaughters, yeah, are just as much family in the eyes of the trust as anyone else. Dude, do you get to backdate all that money that they should have been getting? You must understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions. I think it's repercussions in the present and future. It might be repercussions. I don't know now. So thank you so much. You knocked it out of the park. Oh, I know. It was not... I didn't blunder around for Check's Notes 7 episodes, each of which was like 2 hours long. I was very good. Very thorough. The truth is sure to come to light. Boom! That was great, dude. Like... oh. Yeah, that was super fun. Like, I got seriously invested in the story. You're one of the few to complete the entire game. Dude, it means a lot that you invited me to. Please spread the word to anyone who might like the game as well. If you haven't yet finished filling out the family tree, the title button will return you to the title screen. This was for a game jam? Dude, you are bold. I wouldn't touch a game like this for a game jam with a 10-foot pole. Holy crap. Yeah, no, that was super fun. Of course I got, frustrated at times because I couldn't figure things out, but I managed to get it all, and the importance concept was really great. Like, it actually really did help me stay laser focused on stuff that mattered. Let's see, is there anything I have left?
The Roottrees are dead.
They're still dead, not to spoil anything. Is there anything left for me to fill out? I feel like John should get gold if he was correct. Am I missing anyone? And this was not because I'm some sort of uber completionist. I would have happily finished the game with just the ones that mattered. But it took every piece of the buffalo. I'm one of those very useful lower bound play testers where you're like, if the face blind guy who had trouble with Obra Dinn could solve it. Can I click this again? No, don't do it. All right. Hey, that was awesome. Yeah, no, I thought that this was super good. I had a lot of fun puzzling through how all of these people connected. A lot of evidence I found after the fact to reinforce points I'd already figured out, which is, I guess, a good thing. I mean, hey, I managed to get almost the entire chart filled out while missing half of the periodicals available. So yeah, thank you very much for letting me play test this. I do know a few people who'd be into this, and I'll let them know when the game finally comes out. Oh, I'm so relieved. I guess this episode ended on a higher note than I expected. All right, see you later. Bye.